Good evening. I'm meteorologist Trevor Oliver with Putnam Weather and More, and I'm here to give you the latest weather info and news for Putnam County. But before I do so, let's briefly talk about the tropics like we normally do. So for right now, the National Hurricane Center does not expect any tropical activity within the next 7 days. That's incredible news. That should give us some time to prepare for when there is a tropical system expected to impact us in some way. Now let us look at our aerial forecast. Right now in Palaca, the conditions are fair and the temperature is around 93 degrees, but the high was 97 degrees earlier today. That's it's quite hot. In fact, the National Weather Service issued a heat advisory earlier today, and that ended around 7 this evening. And they've actually already issued a heat advisory for tomorrow, and we'll get to that in a little bit. Fortunately, the temperature should just continue to drop from here. It'll reach a low of about 78 degrees tonight, and the probability of precipitation is 0%. Great conditions for you dog owners. Yeah, tonight's the night to walk your pups. And about the temperatures, especially those specifically those highs, they'll reach the low hundreds at the start of the week. That wow, or as my FSU buddy Cameron Mathis would say, holy chickens. That is quite hot. And now you understand why the National Weather Service has already issued a heat advisory for tomorrow. So there won't be a whole lot of relief from the heat in the form of rain, as those chances for precipitation won't increase a whole lot. They'll reach a maximum of 50% on Tuesday and remain there from then on. But those highs will decrease slightly into the upper 90s, and those upper 90s temperatures will persist from Wednesday and into the latter half of the week. But we do have those lovely lows to look forward to. They'll be in the mid to upper 70s throughout the week. And given those low chances for rain and those high highs, high heat is the greatest concern this week, but still do beware of pop-up showers and thunderstorms. And keep in mind when thunder roars, go indoors. Now let's look at Crescent City. Right now, the conditions are fair there as well, and the temperature is around 91 degrees, just a couple of degrees lower than the high that was reached earlier today, 93 degrees. And the low tonight will be 78 degrees, just like in Palaca. And the probability of precipitation there is also 0%, just incredible conditions for you dog owners. And like in Palaca, the chances for precipitation in Crescent City won't increase a whole lot as we head into the week. They'll reach a maximum of 40% on Tuesday and remain there uh, from then on. And 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 those highs, they'll be in the mid to upper 90s at the start of the week, and then just drop slightly to the mid 70s or mid 90s, excuse me, um, on Wednesday and during the latter half of the week. And those lows, they'll be in the upper 70s uh, for much of the week. And finally, in Interlaken, the conditions are fair as well, and the temperature is around 94 degrees. And compare that to the high, 98 degrees. That's also quite hot. There was a heat advisory for Interlaken as well, and you can definitely understand why, given that high. And fortunately, the temperature should just continue to drop as we head into tonight. It'll reach a low of 77 degrees, and lucky for y'all, the probability of precipitation will be 0% there, and like at the other locations, the probability of precipitation won't increase too much this week, but it'll reach a maximum of 60% on Tuesday, and that same day, the high will reach the low hundreds. And so on Tuesday, thunderstorms and high heat will be the greatest threats. Um, but for much of the week, high heat will be the primary hazard, as you can see here, and 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 yeah, and like in Palaca, the highs in Interlaken during the start of the week will be in the low hundreds, and then they'll drop slightly into the upper 90s starting Wednesday, and they'll remain there into the latter half of the week, and the lows will be in the mid 70s, a very comfortable range. So, in summary, if you're a dog owner, or you happen to have a job that requires you to be outdoors, plan for that high heat, as it'll be the greatest threat to you. You know, wear sunscreen, pack plenty of water, and drink that water. And if at any point you feel overheated, find a shady area and sit there and drink your water, and just take the time to cool off. Now, your word is theatrics. Theatrics. If you're interested in theatrics, why don't you check out the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee? Now, this is not an actual spelling bee. I made the same mistake in thinking that it was. It's a play, and it'll be performed by the River City Players, and the play will be performed from July 30th to August 10th. And here's a little synopsis for you: an eclectic group of mid-pubescents vie for the spelling championship of a lifetime. 6 spellers enter, one leaves a champion. At least the losers get a juice box. I could really go for a juice box right now. I am parched, and just thinking about those 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 high highs in Putnam County. So those tickets will be $20, and they can be purchased on the River City Players website. And if you want further information on the play, including its locations and uh, the the production team, just check out the River City Players website. To close, I want to say thank you so much for listening. Please leave a like or comment or subscribe, and please give me feedback so I can improve future videos. And if you're a business owner and you wish for me to advertise your services or any events you may be planning, please, please reach out in the comments section. And this has been meteorologist Trevor Oliver with Putnam Weather and More. Have a great evening.